gratitude at the start of something.
Yeah.
Because I think typically we are grateful at the end, but we're not usually
Ooh,
grateful
after
for the
the result.
opportunity.
That's
good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
We're not
like
grateful
that.
for the opportunity most of the time.
Wow.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Being Me is Dope, where we have therapeutic conversations to empower creative minds. I'm Nate,
Les.
Mike.
Gnomes.
and I'm excited to be back here with this amazing crew here. We're going to have an incredible conversation, but first, make sure that you subscribe, that you share this episode, and that you leave some comments. We want to hear from you. We want to hear some topics that you want us to talk about, that you want us to engage with. Today, the topic that we're bringing to the table is finding my happy. I'm going to say it one more time. Finding my happy. And even on the way here, thinking about that, I was like, man, what does that even mean to me, finding my happy? And for me, and I don't want to go too deep too early, but and I was driving here listening, I'm like, man, finding my happy. I'm like, I don't know if I have to find it as much as I need to just embrace it. Like embrace my happy, because it's like, if I'm trying to find it, I'm constantly doing things to try to find my happy. But I'm like, man, I feel like it's here. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm grateful to be here. And it's, for me, it's really slowing down and embracing everything that's happening in my life right now, especially in regards to being a creative entrepreneur, and just all of the endeavors with that. So let me ask y'all, in regards to finding my happy, and anybody jump in, what does that mean to you? How does that speak to you, finding my happy?
For me, I feel like it, like you said, it's not necessarily finding, but the place that you're in, you had to get there first, correct? Like, you didn't come out, I don't know if you did or not, but like, I didn't come out the woodworks happy.
Right.
I think in this space that I'm in right now, I have to figure out what happy is for me, and happy as an action and not as like a feeling. Like, it's what is my day-to-day? Like, for me, I'm always in a plot of grass somewhere. We live in Philly, but I'm gonna find grass and I'm gonna sit in it. And I'm going to read a book. I'm going to bring my fruits, and I'm going to watch, like, I like to, I hope that don't sound creepy, but like the kids on the other side, they remind
sound
me
creepy.
of, okay, I like to, and like dogs, they make me happy to watch them be so free
Right.
and innocent and their adolescence. And it's just like little moments like that. I'm like, okay, this is bringing, like, this moment right here makes me happy. How do I duplicate this in my career? So when I go to work, I'm like, okay, what does that work system look like for Gnomes? That's like, I feel happy here, because I have been so unhappy in like workspaces that I'm like, okay, I'm leaving, because I'm not happy here. So I don't necessarily think there's like a find your happy. I think you have to be it.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
How about y'all?
Just being present. I mean, I think it's a decision for me every day. Being happy it really is a decision. When you talk about, looking at the kids and the adolescents and dogs and things like that, I am in a space where I have a lot of children and a dog.
Really?
So that is a piece that is happy for me. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you just mentioned that, because sometimes when you in the hustle and bustle of life, you can just look over that.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not really appreciate and be in a state of gratification.
Maybe that goes back to chasing, like maybe even the way this is phrased could be skewed, where it's like we're thinking of happy in the lines of something that we have to seek, instead of, like you said, just being present. So you're chasing
Absolutely.
a what?
A feeling.
Right, but
Like
is
you
happy
said.
a
Right,
feeling?
right.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a feeling.
not it's a decision.
It's like love.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a choice. Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah, it's a choice. Like, you get up every day. It's like, I choose happiness.
Yeah.
It's like this. Like, you can't make me happy. It's like I get to choose that. I control that. And that's almost, I feel like that's a power that a lot of people give away.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, if the conditions are right, I'll be happy. If my spouse or partner does this, I'll be happy. If I get this material possession, I'll be happy. If I reach this certain level of success or get these accolades, then I'll be happy. And it's
Conditional.
always, it's always chasing the thing. And it's like, you have to choose it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good. What about you, Mike?
Honestly, I'm kind of in between with what everybody was saying, right? It's like my happiness is understanding that I don't have to do this. It's like I get to do this. It's like that's what makes me happy because like it's not even like I just have to. It's like I get to. So like my thought process of everything that I'm working on is just making me a little more, comfortable and excited because this is a choice that I have.
Yeah,
Right.
because you made the choice.
Yeah.
We used to have that actually they still have it at my church when I was working on a production team. Shout out to me for being on the production team
Right.
too, because I was saying that I don't do stuff, but I was working like that. They told me I do the lights, so I used to be flexing with the lights. So I'm even gonna hold you like, because they be like, yeah, you usher in the spirits. I'm like, oh, they don't even know. I'm about to Holy Spirit about to be in this joint early.
It's just going crazy.
Watch when I hit Watch when I hit these lights low and then bring them up. Oh, it's about to be crazy. But in the back by like the the pro presenter and all of that stuff, it was these sheets and they were laminated and it would say not we're blessed to do this, but it was more so like, can you believe we get to do this?
Yeah.
And it was like that was a different, like that was the first time I ever seen it. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like reading, I'm like, can you believe we get to do this? And I'm like, that's a fire mindset to have going into something because it's like, yo, I get to do this. We get to do podcasts.
It's
We
like
get to create.
Gratitude at the start of something.
Yeah.
Because I think typically we are grateful at the end, but we're not usually grateful
after
for the
the result.
opportunity.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
We're not
like
grateful
that.
for the opportunity most of the time.
Wow.
But I think it seems like we're all in this. And I kind of spoke about this before where it's like, I don't know if it's a generational thing, if it's a world thing. It's like we're shifting as a I don't even know, like the human race is shifting where we have a mindset where we're like, I want to be happy versus like when I start talking to my grandma to this day, she's, pushing 80. She is not, she's not having it. She's like, you need to go to work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got bills.
Mm-hmm.
If the
Yeah.
idea of divorce was like, for her, it's like, girl, what? He going to sleep in his bed and I'm going to sleep in his bed or he can sleep on the couch, but
For
we're
the
not.
rest of life.
Like, but I also,
Right.
as much as I love how empowering that is, it's also, you don't see happy. You see someone, content with the life that they're choosing, but they weren't choosing happiness. They were choosing what they felt like they had to do.
It's just
You know what I
about-
mean?
Yeah.
Versus now, we're kind of like, like you said, I get to choose to do what I love.
Right.
And because I love it and because it makes me happy, I'm going to figure out how I can make money doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You
it's
have
saying,
both.
right. Because it's
Yeah.
saying, we live in a world, we know we got to make money. Like, you
Yeah, that's-
can't.
that's- yeah.
It's, right? But
necessity.
usually we were taught, especially with school, this is the way to do it. Yeah. Then our parents fell into that blueprint mindset where it's like, this is the way to do it. My mom literally was like, she was raised like this. You're either going to the military, you're going to get a
I
job,
love her voice.
Why you say it
or
like
you're going to
Your voice is crazy.
or you're going to go to
voice.
college. And I was like, wow, those how like you would hear the stories that your parents talk about and mine, and it's like you were so unhappy, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to teach me to go and do the same thing, and I'll go against the grain. I'm like, I love that that's your options, but they're not mine.
Yeah. It's
know?
almost like money isn't enough to like keep me there.
Oh,
Because like you said, we can make it
about
doing anything in today's age. So let me ask y'all this in regards to, money, happiness. Do you feel like some people in that creative process, especially becoming a creative entrepreneur, really trying to figure this thing out, do you feel like some people kind of burn out or gas out because they want to be happy, but because the money isn't there, they stop chasing the thing, or they stop almost pursuing the thing that makes them happy and makes them feel, because they feel like the money
lack
isn't
of-
coming in immediately.
I got a crazy story now. So, I don't think nobody in this room knows this, but growing up, I was like the drummer at church, right?
you
didn't
look like the
match
drummer.
that,
Every
bro.
summer,
You look
yeah.
like the drummer at church.
Like I've been drumming since I was like 8 years old. I'm like good.
Giving
But like
drummer.
I've been drumming at the church for like years, and like I was getting paid, but when they stopped paying me, I was like, bro, I'm not coming no more, because I mean I didn't have any bills, but like it's like you really
You
don't
got-
value what I'm bringing now. Like that's crazy.
Y'all
That's how I be
crazy.
So, like-
feeling. I hear you.
And now I haven't drummed in like probably like 5 years because I wasn't getting paid no more. If that money, it killed all the passion I had for it.
Can you still?
Oh, yeah,
I'm about to say, are you turkey now? That's the
I'm
question.
definitely still on that joint. I'm lit for sure.
Okay.
But I mean, I might need a little practice session, but I'm there still, though. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that money killed everything. I don't even want to play the drums anymore.
Yeah, I think that
Wow.
I think that happens often.
Yeah.
But I think that that's why a lot of, even in spaces like, like Rec, we have a community where we're all trying to create funds for our passion, right? But you'll hear a lot of artists, especially when, I feel like for me, it's always like digital artists or like painters and stuff like that, where they, sometimes they'll do a commission piece, but a lot of the times they don't want to, or musical artists, they don't want to get a record deal because it's something that they're doing for the passion of it. Like, I love this. And I was just watching, it's not bad. JT from City Girls, right?
Look, I'm not judging.
She was talking about recently how she loves the game, right? Loves rap, but she hates the game.
Yeah.
And so
Get you. Yep.
it robbed her of, like, they were like, well, do you want to be a celebrity? Like, would you take the fame away? Would you keep the fame? She's like, honestly, like, if I could just do music. Summer Walker, they killed this girl all over the internet for
They
being,
dogged her, yeah.
for being this way. She's like, I don't want to perform. I just like songwriting and making music that's from my heart. The fact that I can get paid from it is a blessing, but it's a blessing. It's like an after effect.
Yeah.
But I think as a creative, we understand it.
That's so good.
But
Yeah.
a lot of the world, because a lot of the world is not passionate about anything.
No. And it makes me think of Lauryn Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
how she talked about different things on her Unplugged series or whatever.
So good. To this
that
day.
was- to this day. To this day.
I got
But it's just no, she just she talked about, how certain things kind of zapped her love and energy for the music, and she had to step away for a while. She's like, I got all these people around me, all these people on staff. She was like, it drained me, and it's like you can't create in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
But-
just like, yo, this is the thing that I love so much, and I feel like it got snatched from me.
Yeah.
And became all about the dollar. And it's just like now there's I would say, I don't want to say a generation of people who are looking to be in the positions of these artists and things like that, but they're chasing what they assume is happiness. And
But
it's
that
like,
goes
they
back
got
to
the
that.
money, the jewelry, it's like, that look like happiness to me. It's like, that's stuff.
But that's the
Yeah.
part that bothers me. It's because when you have this influence, and I was also just talking about this recently, where it's like, you may not have asked for the influence, right? Because some of us people gravitate towards you. Some people's energy, like you said, when she was opening up to you, it's just the space, right? So if you have the tools, even if you didn't ask for the platform of 100,000 followers,
Right.
you now have 100,000 followers. Now, you don't have to be, on point. I know Cardi B had talked about that before. I didn't sign up to be for you to look up to me, right?
Right? Charles Barkley said the same thing.
But I'm also aware of the fact that I have this power, in a sense, and this influence. So I have to take accountability for, if the little girl wants to be a blood in a gang, because I'm walking around with a bandana around, and she's like, oh my God, I love Cardi B did it. It's like,
Yeah,
girl.
everybody can't be my responsibility.
Right, agreed, but I still, at the same point, you have to take accountability for that.
For sure.
So you can still say your message, but be aware of the way you're saying your message. So with the gold chains and the flexing and things like that, and the things you're rapping about, you have to understand as a little 10-year-old boy who is in love with, oh my God, I love Future so much. And now you wonder why you're treating his girlfriend like that. His first girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But he's so passionate about music. I think that this is what it's like to be an artist, but it's like artists are not teaching other creatives, the creatives that are coming up, about the artistry. They're teaching them about the game.
Yeah. And you kind of lose the artistry of it all.
And now it's like, I feel like as a creative, it used to be a safe space. And for some of us that keep ourselves, like, I think I'm really locked in with myself.
Me too. Sorry about that.
But I would love to be able to be locked in with community. And even as a creative, you realize that in this creative community, there are a lot of people who still have that same mindset. And sometimes it's not their fault, but it's hard to be locked in with people who are thinking, about the game.
That's good, because a lot of people are in it just for, I think this is a quick way to get a bag.
Or they're getting the bag. So now that becomes your whole trajectory changed.
To just get the bag.
And it's like,
And your art is kind of subpar now too.
Yo, that part.
your
If
art,
I see another
like
plant,
the quality is super low.
like,
For real.
and we see it, but it's kind of like, I don't talk about what they say. I'm an artist and sensitive with my shit. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
Okay. This is why I'm by myself, because we are not the same. As we're the same, we could be, but so many people will take offense to this, even this conversation. They're gonna be
That's
people.
true.
They're gonna be like, "That ain't me." Well, you know damn well.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, ain't you? Like that's for sure.
You fuck that shit in the back of your chest.
Yeah, that's for sure. You like that's for sure. You.
Yeah. So whose responsibility is it to teach them that, you know, there is a level of accountability? There's somebody that's watching you. I know you said that there's other artists that should teach them, but who else though?
I think
Who-
really, I think we talk about this, the power of community. So like who you're surrounding yourself with. So like your managers, because you know you have multiple managers, your PR rep. Everybody should be helping you become a better public figure. That's just what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Because
better
like I mean,
person.
obviously it's really my responsibility, but the people around me should be helping me become better and not just letting me be.
So let me ask you
Yeah.
this: do you think that that's why people are being, or stepping out and being more independent now because of that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
for
I mean, hey, I'm the same exact way. I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like any of that. So like, if I have 6 people telling me what I should do, and I don't think I'm doing any wrong, I'm not going to listen to them. And that's the same exact thing was happening with the artist.
I also think too. That's good. He said that. I think there has to be a level of submission to somebody
Yeah,
Yeah.
to hold you accountable.
I agree.
For sure.
I
I think I'm
definitely
learning that though.
yeah. It's
You got to
definitely
choose
a
that. You got to choose
It
them
is
people
definitely a
wisely.
Hold on, it is
though.
very
This can't
hard.
be anybody.
process.
When you're not built, like I'm not built, especially when people that are like, oh my God, y'all, you ever worked in a space and someone is in a position to tell you what to do that don't, like, you can't
don't
do my
belong.
job.
They should.
Yeah.
You can't even do my job. And I'm supposed to
Yeah.
take, girl, if you don't shut up.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I be feeling.
But-
But then I had to take heed. Someone had, I think it was Will actually, recently had read me for Pure Filth. And I was like, you know what? I think we started arguing about it, literally. And I'm like, I hear what you're saying. It's taking me a lot to hear what you're saying. I don't think you understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm not built to listen sometimes, for real. Like you
That
said,
takes growth,
I
though.
trust myself before I trust you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm so locked in, and I would rather it be this way. I'd rather it be hard this way than for me to be like y'all, and like you're really like heavily influenced, easily influenced. That your gift is so, and when you have a gift, I feel like the enemy uses that. Well, we know that the enemy uses your gifts. He can't make you do anything, but he's gonna plant the seed.
Fact.
He's gonna plant it within your gifts to deter you from your true purpose.
Right.
And so if you already don't have a backbone, who you think you're gonna use to do that?
That's deep.
I don't have time. I already lack discipline.
Right.
I don't have time for yours too. And you
That's so
trying to
true.
stunt my growth. I'm locked in.
You got to be locked in.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's
Yeah.
easy to fall to the distraction.
Facts.
It's easy to fall to the distraction. And I know for me personally, I needed to find someone to submit to, depending on, what that thing is.
Is that like a mentor for you though?
Like a mentor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they have like a certain level of, not like a dictatorship though. But it's like I had to vet these people out to make sure this is the right person. I prayed on everything.
Yes.
And it's like I have these individuals where it's like they have this certain level of authority to be like, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, all right. Because I trust you enough to know that you have my best interests at heart. So you're not about to have me out here on a dummy mission.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a vital piece, because I've been in a space where I'm currently seeking mentors. I only have one, and she is the best, like, thanks to sliced bread. I love her so much. And she was literally planted in my life, right? And I remember going to her, I was like, girl, I cannot pay you, but we can exchange services if you need something, like whatever I could do, because I just needed someone that, I've been in rooms with a lot of, especially me as a female entrepreneur and a creative, it's different. There are a lot of men, nothing against y'all, but there's a lot of y'all who want to give me advice. And a lot of the times, it's like, it's not that it's not sound advice, but I knew that already. You know what I mean?
Right.
And on top of that, your perspective is gonna be from your perspective. You don't know how it is for me. Like genuinely, I'm a woman.
Right.
It's really not the same.
It's-
Especially in any industry, it's not the same.
Right.
So to find someone like that, but I've also been on the other end where I thought I had mentors. And I thought these people that I've looked up to that had this influence and they got the success, they have the success stories, they have, this media presence that is so valuable. When I got with them, it's not that they were horrible people, but you weren't who I thought you were. Right? And so, like you said, are you leading me to, wait, how did you say? How did you say
Kind of
it?
like leading me on a dummy mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they led me on a dummy mission, but it's kind of like, are you using me?
Yeah. At some level, it's a form of manipulation.
Right. And it
it's
should be
sometimes
transactional for sure.
it should be mutual for sure.
Right. But also at what at what token? Where's the middle ground? Like how do you praying on it for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't feel like I don't make no decisions without God.
These are facts.
Scared.
You got to
So-
kind of vet them out. Like you said, you got to go through the process of like
Sometimes that
building a
process does.
relationship almost, and it takes a while. And I'm sure for women, it's a lot harder to find those men because men mentors are everywhere. But at the same time, for me, I noticed for my mentors, I wanted to see how they live outside of the business aspect. Like to
Yeah.
really see like, all right, how do you treat your family? How do you treat your kids? How do you treat your friends? Who are you outside of this? And then once I seen those things, it's like, okay, I can move forward with you being my mentor
Yeah.
and kind of walking me through that process. And a lot of times it isn't even telling me like new information. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sometimes it's just reinforcing stuff that I already knew and making sure I apply it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I know enough. It's like just sometimes we don't apply, like I said, the discipline thing. Sometimes we don't apply it enough.
Or trusting ourselves. I have a hard time trusting myself sometimes.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep. Hold on, let's stay there. That's kind of deep. Because I was talking to a group of students about that, about them trusting other people, like their friends. Oh, I trust them. I can keep promises to them and all of that stuff. But it's like, oh, can you keep promise to yourself? And it's like, I don't know. And it's like, dang, why won't trust? You know what I mean? Why you don't trust yourself enough or love yourself enough to be able to keep a promise to yourself, kind of thing. And yeah, you kind of hit something on that.
I feel
wanna
like-
hear more about that.
I think that it's kind of like I was talking to Saya again. I'm like, that's my mentor. I love her. And we had a moment, and I was speaking with her in regards to the trusting yourself, and especially when it comes to hearing God's voice, because I was raised as a Christian, but I don't brandish religion on myself anymore. Because I felt like it was holding me back from, like, I don't go to church anymore. I was in church in the womb. And then, like, when's the last time you went to church? I was 19. I'm not going back there because you're not focused on the message. I'm sorry. But the conversation with trusting myself was, I don't know what that sounds like. You know what I mean? It's like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I doing this? Because most of the time when I have to make a decision, it's like I do or die. It's like there's no middle ground. It's like jump off the cliff. You sure? Because that is deep. And there's a current coming. Are you sure you want me to do that? And it's like, it's like you question, because when you trust yourself, I believe that you're trusting in God.
Yeah.
Because I believe that like if I'm supposed to be in his image and I'm supposed to walk and strive to be that, then everything that I'm doing is with his, that's who I'm going to. So he's giving me the answers. So that's why I'm trusting myself, right? So then if it's like you're not trusting yourself because you're not trusting God, it's like a domino effect, which means that you're legit going to be repeating the same lessons, living the same circumstances because you're fearful of jumping off the cliff. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just got to take a next step. Maybe there is more cliff there. I mean, more of the,
And
but
you just got to literally take the next
and it's
step.
dark, but you so scared because you think you hear the water, but you swear to God that as soon as you jump, you're about to fall off. And he's like,
Right.
you don't trust me.
Yeah.
Like there's literally another step right there.
Yup.
That's good. So let me ask this, in regards to, I guess, the trusting aspect for you guys. Do you feel like you trust yourself in regards, I guess, to your decision making, the next phases of your life, what you're building? Do you feel like you trust it, or let me ask it this way: do you feel like you would rather get the affirmation from an outside opinion or a voice of someone else? It's like if they affirm it first, if they affirm it, I'll do it.
Nah, so for me, I'm different. I trust myself completely because I believe, well, number one, I'm not going to do anything that doesn't align with my purpose at all. I trust myself because I trust God and He made me, so we there. Now, one thing I don't do, I don't hold myself accountable all the time. And that's my problem. Like, I know I can do it, but sometimes I won't do it because I'll be like, I just don't feel like doing it right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I need to start holding myself accountable, but I fully trust myself now.
That's deep. How about you?
Yeah, I fully trust myself. I do. I did have a season in my life where I didn't trust myself. And when I say trust myself, I just mean I would say just the accountability, like you said, like trusting that I'm going to hold myself accountable. This is what I say I'm going to do. It'll eventually get done.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Just
if
when.
I say I'm gonna get it done tomorrow, I get it done the next day. You know.
Yeah.
So being accountable to make sure I get it done when I say I'm gonna get it done. But in my heart, in my mind, and even in the work, the steps that I take, the first step might just be me writing it down. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to get done today, but I might just write it down today,
Right.
and then I'll record it later, and then the next day, then it's another step, and then it'll get done. But
Steps.
again, I would say that's the extent of me needing that accountability and trusting myself.
And I also think I need more discipline too.
I feel like that's what I was thinking. Like
That's
the whole
like-
time
yeah,
you're
that's
saying.
like-
Yeah.
I think I need
That's
more
like a
discipline.
high
that seemed
priority.
like
Cause like
common theme for all.
in certain things in my life, I'm very disciplined. Like
Same.
I know I'm going to wake up and go to the gym every day. I know that already.
Mhm.
But when it comes to things outside of that, I'm like, do I really want to do it?
It's the feelings
No.
part where
You
we
feel-
allow
Yeah.
feelings.
Man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like certain things I know I'm going to do first, regardless. I don't care what the condition is. I know I'm going to do it.
Right.
But other things, nah. It can get done whenever it get done.
And it's interesting because as creative entrepreneurs, it's like the reality is, as much as our feelings are important, you ain't really got time for feelings.
That's
For
what I'm
real.
saying.
It's
Right.
like
Not at all.
it's like
Word.
it's sharks out here. It's
Has
like
to
Yeah.
get done.
Action.
Yeah.
it will eat you a lot, and it's kind of like one of those things. Like if you move off your feelings, you won't have much progress.
Yeah.
I am legit. Because I am such a person. I'm very. I wouldn't say emotionally involved, but I'm not. Don't do that because I'm a woman. I feel like y'all looking at me like that.
Oh no,
Nah,
I'm
you
here.
good.
I mean,
You
this
good.
is-
I'm locked
This is
in.
me.
Good,
But
good.
it's very much like I have a problem with being like it's just business, right? Because to me, it's like before it's business, you're a human.
Right.
I'm a human. There are basic law agreements. Respect me. Just be a man or woman of your word, especially if there's contracts involved. I don't understand why anything is up for discussion. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, especially with my time, I don't play about my time, and I don't like playing about respect either. So when certain lines get crossed for gnomes, I'd be like, I'm like, listen, Linda, you are really trying me, and I wouldn't say it gets like, oh, I'm sad, emotionally fueled, but I get pissed. I don't act on it because that's unprofessional.
Right. But you feel it.
Right. And so, but because I'll feel it, sometimes I'm getting a lot better at it, but it will stick on me. Like it'll stick to me. And now I'm journaling about this 3 entries in, and I'm like, this is not what my focus is. Like the whole time I'm wasting time stuck on this. I'm missing out on time that I should be. You got to learn and move on, which is what I feel like as a creative, that's where my emotions and my passion is. What everything I do, it starts there. Which is why I was saying earlier, like, I can't work, just because it's like money. Yes, you need what I do. Everybody needs marketing. Yes. I don't want to work with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's not that you have a bad message. It's just, we're not there. We not locked in. I don't want to do that. So if I do have an emotional tether, I guess you could say, to your business, and it doesn't go right, I'll be like, oh my God. Why did you do that? Because it's like, once again, if I was just a business person, I think I could have that black or white mindset. But because I'm a creative first,
Right.
it's artistry,
Right.
and you playing.
Do y'all feel like y'all have that too, where it's like, I know for me, so I'm on the same page as you. It's like if the vibes or the energy isn't
Yeah.
right, it's like I don't care about the person or the money.
Me
It's like
either.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
my peace and my sanity means much more. Do y'all feel like I've ever had those opportunities or, I guess, partnerships with people where it was like, hey, this is strictly just transactional in a sense? It's like, I'm a partner with this person, do this because I know what they can bring, I know what I can bring, even though you felt like almost, I guess you could say the vibe was off. It's just like, I don't really know if I need to like rub hands with you kind of thing.
I would say I had both. I've had both relationships. Excuse me, my voice is football season, so yelling at the boys and stuff. But anyway, I think I've had both relationships. I would love to have the feel good, the make sure that we have a connection, type of relationship before we start working. But I've had relationships, especially when it comes like finances. You go on to, you have a relationship with people in banks and stuff like that. It's strictly transactional. I'm not trying to figure out what you got going on at home, things like that. We typically, stick to straight business. But on a creative side, that's freedom. I want to be with somebody who I can constantly feed off and inspire me, and I inspire them, and we just kind of take things to another level wherever we meet.
But what about when the two correlate? Because that's what we're saying. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
the idea is. It's not that, for everybody in this room, if I'm not mistaken, the two cross.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah, they
not
do.
business without creative.
Yeah.
Like, especially for me, like, that's just, so when you marry the two, what are you gonna do? Would you still take the deal if the vibes aren't right? I hate the word vibe.
I hate it too.
You got
It's just what it is.
It's so tender.
It's what it is.
It's so
what
tender.
it is.
I think you got to play it by each situation. I can't really just call it straight cut through, because if the bag is right, I got a family to take care of.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe it's because I ain't got no kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, because for me,
I got
it's,
family to
it's,
take care
Like, we gonna get
it's
it
one of those
soon.
things where it's like I got to be able to sleep at night, and that, for me,
Or
it's
like-
different. Because I always believe there's another bag, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. I literally don't feel like I've turned something. Like, to me, if there's chaos,
Yeah.
what I'm learning, and because when shit is right, excuse my French, I don't know if I'm cuss, but when things aren't right, it's going to be friction. But when things are supposed to happen, they literally align.
Yeah, but
You
that
don't
doesn't
have
mean
to
you're not going to have some sort of challenge
No,
in the
but that's
process.
not the
Nah.
argument.
If you say chaos, no, I don't want chaos. But if you
even
talking
if
about
it's-
challenges,
But
you
in
gonna
the
come across
beginning, when
those.
we're linking, it should be smooth sailing. What do you mean? I don't know you.
Yeah,
don't
from
know
the
you.
beginning.
Yeah, I
you
mean, from
coming
the-
in
Because some
here-
people
from the
come off a
beginning,
little
yeah.
like,
I've had problems from the rip. You want to work with me, and here we are, month three. What girl? Not this
yeah,
point,
I
dude,
mean, I
like,
don't-
so
I
I've
don't-
had those situations where
Happens
I've
to
had
me.
those with multiple people. Actually, not too long ago, where it's
Same.
like, this is just I'm actually being a fool because I keep allowing this to happen.
And that's
yeah, you got
exactly
you have to
what
lean
I
off
learned.
those. You got to lean off of that.
Yeah,
That's
but
exactly what I
that's a
learned.
lesson learned of like,
Yep.
okay, don't make that mistake again, and then teach the person that's coming behind you like, hey, don't do that,
Yep.
because it's not the quick little bag or the quick whatever you're about to get ain't worth it.
Nope.
Well, the goal is to get with people that value who you are and what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think when they value you, they'll stick and stay, and they'll learn whatever's necessary to keep and stay with you. But if
Right.
they're not, I don't necessarily have to just say, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that. I can just say, look, here's the things that I value. And if you value them, you'll keep it going. If you don't, eventually you'll wean off. Now, if it
Right.
becomes chaotic, like you said, then I have to have a conversation with you. Because now you're affecting that process.
So that's literally exactly the example that's in my mind. That's exactly how it happened, right?
Yeah.
But my issue is what we're talking. Well, in my opinion, I'm talking about someone who, kind of like a what do they call it, a snake in sheep's clothing or whatever. Like
Oh, yeah.
you are, maybe you want to be this person, but you're not this person. But you're presenting yourself in a like image as if you value what I'm bringing, or you understand, like you know what you need. You know that I offer that, so you're gonna figure out how you can do
finesse,
that, right?
yeah.
And so, because call it naivety, whatever, but because you approach me with the same vibes, we're on the same page, but here we are, and it's like, okay, something's off. So eventually I get it. I cut
Yeah.
ties.
Yeah.
Obviously things end
Yeah.
great. But that's what I mean by, do you just push it to the side where it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna just rock out because this person paid me. It's like, but you're a snake.
Yeah, I think a
That money
solution
ain't-
for you would be an onboarding process.
Oh, I had one.
You have, but you might need a little more strength.
for
it might
sure.
Be, it might need to be a little bit more,
For
you know.
sure.
And you may need to really get to know this person outside of, like Nate was saying, he doesn't really deal with a mentor that he can't really see what their back end looks like. You know, who are you behind the scenes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that would be a part of the onboarding. Like, hey, let's just go out. You know what I mean? Let's just talk, and you'll get that. You know, because people know how to, like you said, they know how to on social media, they know how to put on the front, right? So if it's business, people can put on the front and be business all day long. But if you go to a networking event, you bring around your other business partners, oh, it's business all day long. And they can vibe because it's a business setting.
Yeah.
But when you get into more of like a personal setting and you're trying to get to know the person, you know, you'll start seeing them fumble things and fumble over things that, oh, I thought you valued
Right,
this.
which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But I think that people can still, maybe sometimes people are going through their own
What
stuff.
kind of people you meeting? Shoot.
You know
They
what's
coming-
funny? It's not people. Let me say this. This is not like an ongoing thing. This
Okay,
is an
okay.
individual. And this person was a creative,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I don't know if that doesn't really correlate with being too happy, but working with creatives has been my biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why is
am
that?
getting to a space where I don't want to work with. I was like, girl, I don't think I want it no more. Like, give me the corporate clients. Like, I can't because I think it's because they're still figuring it out, especially depending on the creative. Like, you don't know, like you said, they don't have a system. I may have a system, but you don't have one. So you don't know your schedule. You don't know what you really need, but you're trying to ask me to do all these things because you found out you need it. And I'm like, I don't offer that. You know what I mean? Or it'll be that you're trying to get more out of me because or whatever it is, because we created that banter friendship.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, we can relate to each other. We're creatives. It's like,
Yeah, nah.
nah,
Nah.
this is what you paid for, bitch.
Well, we don't- yeah.
And limits set of like,
Right.
if I have to respect you as a creative
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. So it's like you said, whatever the service is, whatever that is, like, what's your fee? Let me
Period.
honor that.
But I feel like you understand that because you have created, like I said, as a creative, but also as a business owner, I have a process
Right.
and a mutual respect and understanding for the business side of things. But when you are correlating the two, once again,
Yeah.
you start to realize that everybody doesn't have that or even acknowledges, especially as a creative. We were just talking about how people will engulf the idea of the game. I'm getting money now. Like, say you are making money off your thing. You think that you got it and you're like, oh my God, I got so many clients now. I need to get an assistant. You don't even know how to delegate.
Right. Now you got to just like, I need you to assist. Like, sis, what?
Right.
Yeah, you put
Or you
money
don't know
out.
how to speak to this person. You don't even know what you need their help for. You just have them here.
Right.
That's deep. That's like a certain level of like personal development you need to do as a person.
Right. But that doesn't happen, especially as creatives. Sometimes I feel like creatives be too free.
Okay, so I'm gonna agree
Yeah,
1,000% with that.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
sometimes it's
yeah.
just too flowing. It's just
Yeah.
like, fam, hold on, time out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And what's going on in here? We've been out here for 12 hours. Ain't nobody getting no money. What's going on in this joint? Like,
But that's what I'm saying. You need those transactional relationships at times. Like,
So I
we're
hear what
strictly
you're saying.
business.
I think I'm
because
getting
you
there.
get like, when I'm working with somebody, it's a contract. I think the only contract I've never had is probably me and Nate, and that's because we brothers and we brothers beyond like,
right.
you know what I mean, beyond all of that. But anybody else, there's a contract and there's an onboarding process, and you have to respect my process.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you don't, then we just don't work from the beginning. I just got to that place maybe about a year ago, because I was all over the place. I'm yes. I do all these projects, and I would have all this stuff, and they weren't even people I wanted to work with.
I'm getting to
Dollar
that
signs.
space too, where you're learning, like I said, I now can say, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Versus before, I was like,
You actually say that to him, or you? I'm
Nice.
just
about to
messing.
say,
Listen, I'm a little cutthroat.
Send
I
that
was messing
email.
with you. I was messing
Cutthroat,
with
but I ain't rude. That's rude.
I'm about to say she
But
cold.
I was just messing with you.
That's
Just
definitely,
messing
I
with
definitely give that. Like, I don't think I'm the best fit for you. I will refer
Yeah.
someone to you.
you. Yeah.
Here's
Oh,
who
yeah,
I
that's
think
the
works
curve
for
right
you.
there.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
but
crazy.
it's not me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just about your vibe. It's just like, I really don't think I could be the best fit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really integrity right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm not gonna take your money because I don't feel like I can help. Like, this is be great to get this money, but I'm probably gonna do you a disservice.
But that goes,
Yeah.
and then it also goes back to the idea of my happy. Because it's not that I can't do it, right? But this ain't gonna make me happy.
That's good.
Like, I know that I have done jobs where I bit off more than I could chew one. I got it done. Great, executed. But I don't have a team. I was like, why did I do that to myself? Whole time I'm sitting here late night, early mornings, which is like, okay, the idea of the grind, but that's not Naomi's idea of the grind. I will give you a solid 10-hour day during the day. But at the end of the day, I need time for myself. In the beginning of the day, I need time for myself. I don't feel like I should be, I feel like you get into that rut of the grind, the hustle, that you start chewing away at your own mind. You're not sleeping. You taking energy pills and stuff to stay awake. And you think that's the hustle mindset. To me, especially working for myself, why would I do that to myself? Why am I robbing myself of that peace? Because, this client's big.
And it's because you think that what they have is what's gonna make you happy.
Yeah. Because obviously success is still on the forefront of my mind.
Yeah. And even with success, it's like, and we'll kind of land here, but it's like with success and happiness, it's like, what does that look like to you? Because it's like, oh, I'm trying to get this success. Like, everybody's big on success, and you got to just succeed. It's like, that might look a lot different for me
Yes.
than it might look for you.
Yes.
I know what I perceive as success doesn't look like what everybody else's success looks like that I see on social media. It's like, I'm kind of good off a lot of this stuff. It'd be cool to have it. You know what I mean? But it's
not
kind
a
of like,
necessity.
Mine's
Right.
my
the same
success is
way.
real, like, chill. It's like, if I can, spend the most time I can with the people I love
Yeah.
and, like, just do nothing. Like, we was at my spot just kicking it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's, like, the best time ever for me. It's like, I want to do more of that. Like, let me get some more money so I can be able to get more freedom to do that. But some people, it's like, success is the things.
Tangible.
Very tangible. And it's
Yeah.
like, nah, success for me is like a feeling. It's a real feeling. And like I
Yeah.
said, it looks different for everybody. And just in regards to your happiness. So
I agree.
anybody
Wow.
got any thoughts on that before we
Yeah, my success. Well, my thoughts on success is nothing tangible at all. Like we talked about
Yeah.
this before. My success is actually just living through my purpose and understanding what I'm here to do, and that I have the capacity to do that. That's successful to
That's
me.
good. The capacity.
Yeah, the capacity. That's good.
That's
That's
success to
good.
me. Like I could go and I do a lot of ministry. That's success to me because I film a lot of things that I actually love. That's success to me.
I never even noticed that, but you do.
I do a lot of ministry work.
Yeah.
I'm about to say you do a lot.
Yeah.
Think about it. I was like, he do a lot of like the
That's your
same
heart.
stuff. Like it's
Yep.
nothing
That's
out
your
really
heart.
outside of like the stuff he does.
She said this earlier. You don't work with everybody. I handpick everybody that I work with.
Absolutely.
Because if I don't believe that you're adding value to your community, I'm not going to go there
Right.
and help you
Right.
be a banner or whatever you want to be. I'm not going to help you do that. I'm going to help you provide value, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that.
For real,
I felt that. That was
handpick
deep,
everybody,
man. That spoke to me. So yeah, as we close out, first and foremost, thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. Thank you to our incredible guest up in the building and just the wisdom that was shared. If you're listening to this, man, I want you to really think about like what's your happy? What does that mean to you? What's your success, right? And really hone into that. Don't buy into this idea that you see on every social media platform, every media platform. It's like find out what truly makes you happy and embrace and be with that, right? So we're going to close out here, but I'm Nate.
Les.
Mike.
I'm Gnomes.
And this has been the Being Me is Dope podcast. Subscribe, like, share, leave a review. Give this to somebody you love, and we appreciate your time.
And follow on Instagram. Pop tag right here.
On the grab. Oh, that's
Pop
up there?
tag right there. Right there. You see it? Yeah.